Hello everyone, Machi here, welcome back with another episode of In-Depth Look. And today we are gonna take a look at Zell and Selphie, both from Final Fantasy VIII. We're gonna check what they do, what they cannot do, how they work. For this fight, we're gonna do the Rinoa Lost Chapter Chaos fight. We're gonna use Shiva as our summon. We're gonna finish up our composition with Wakka and a nice Leo friend. Alright, let's go. Alright, first, Wakka, do your thing. Well, we procced the buff on Zell right away, that's very good. The attack reels on Zell, which is what I wanted. Okay. Let's just go through these first few waves. Alright. Well, since we are here, let's talk about Zell right away. Zell. He's memed a lot online, poor Zell. He is one of my favorite characters though. He's from Final Fantasy VIII, of course. His gimmick here in the City of Omnia is kind of similar to his chaining of abilities in Final Fantasy VIII with his limit break. It is the same type of idea. Basically, Zell cycles through abilities and chains abilities together. You basically has a set of 4 baseline abilities instead of 2 that changes based on what buffs you have on, or rather on the dual buff that you have on. So with that said, let's check what it does in practice. His main 2 abilities are Punch Rush and Booyah. It doesn't really matter what you use because as long as you are above 50% of your max HP, you will trigger the other one. So the only difference is that you will consume the use of the one that you selected. As you can see, Booyah starts with 10 and Punch Rush with 8. So that's the main difference. So it's imperative with Zell to stay healthy, above 50% health. Otherwise, you will not trigger this second ability right away. Anyway, Punch Rush. 4 hit melee bravery attack plus HP attack. Defense down 1. You gain 6 turns of Duel and Balam's Rowdy Punk, which are 2 frame buff that we're gonna see very soon. High turn rate. And like we said, triggers additional Booyah. When Duel is up, Punch Rush becomes Burning Grave. Now Booyah instead is a 2-hit electric melee bravery attack plus HP attack, defense down 2 for 3 turns on the target, so stronger than Punch Rush. And it's actually a very strong defense down. It's not the strongest in the game, but it's up there, so pretty useful. For 6 turns you gain Duel and Balam's Rowdy Punk again, and physical attack up 1. Zell needs all the attack that he can get, so to make him work nicely, you need a strong attack buff or strong buffs overall in your team, which is also why we have Wakka with us here. Alright, after you have Duel, it becomes Meteor Barrage. Okay, so let's check Booyah. That's Booyah. And that's Punch Rush. Alright. So. Okay, Zell. Wakka, you just do that. So, our buffs. We have Duel, which raises attack and upgrades abilities. This is an on and off buff, as you will see. While Balam's Rowdy Punk instead raises max brev and attack, which is just a stat boost, and that you want that up all the time. Now, as you can see, our main 2 abilities changed to Burning Grave and Meteor Barrage. But one thing that also changed is the HP. Now we have the HP plus with Duel up. Now this is a problem too, as you might imagine, because you only have access to HP plus when you have Duel up, and as you'll see, you don't have Duel up all the time, even though you have another way of proccing Duel as well, or other ways of proccing Duel as well. So you have it up only half of the time, let's put it that way. So sometimes you need the HP plus and you don't have it. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. The HP plus is a 4-hit melee bravery attack plus HP attack, a little bit of overflow, nothing fancy, it's okay. Now, the two abilities here, Burning Grave and Meteor Barrage, do not chain together like the previous two. They are different. Burning Grave increases bravery based on attack and multiplies it. 4-hit group ranged bravery attack plus single target HP attack with a bunch of overflow and splash. So it's an AoE bravery move, and also it's ranged. So keep that in mind, because everything else, or almost everything else, is melee for Zell, but not Burning Grave. Burning Grave is ranged. Pretty decent AoE move with a bunch of splash, so pretty cool. High turn rate, again, as you can see, every move in Zell's kit is high turn rate, so he's a very fast boy. Cancels duel. So after we use Burning Grave or Meteor Barrage, we will cancel duel, which means that our abilities will go back to the initial state, Punch Rush and Booyah. And that's it. Basically, the theme going on with Zell here is that you cycles through sets of abilities. You use your Booyah, your Punch Rush, and then you cycle through Burning Grave or Meteor Barrage, and you start over again. Now, Meteor Barrage, it's a purely single target move, 5-hit melee bravery attack plus HP attack, 180% overflow to single target, cancels duel. Alright, let's check out Burning Grave. Alright. Alright, we will talk about Selphie more later. For now, let's just fight. Okay. Okay, procced our duel again. We have attack reels to use as well. Okay. Okay, we could continue our cycle here. I want to check the HP plus 2. Alright, since we have duel. Of course, the HP plus doesn't cancel duel, alright? So we keep the duel up. Okay. Alright, another thing that you might want to consider is that Burning Grave and Meteor Barrage do not proc the Balam's Rowdy Punk buff, alright? So, and that buff doesn't last all that long, so if you don't spend your duel, you will lose that buff too, which further incentivize cycling through skills, basically. Alright, let's try Meteor Barrage now. Okay. And we have the EX up, Different Beat. Alright. Different Beat is a 9-hit melee bravery attack plus HP attack that ignore defenses. Very important to remember. It's very, let's say, unique that it ignores defenses. But yeah, very, very cool. 180% overflow, 50% splash again. We gain duel, so this is another way to gain duel, just using the EX. After use, Bravery Attack Plus become Burning Combo, while HP plus become Meteor Combo. So not only the EX does, it's a pretty cool offensive move, but also changes our Bravery Plus and HP Plus. So, let's check it out. Alright. Waka. Great Daring. Selphie. I'm gonna check you out later. Alright. Here we go. Look at all these HP attacks, man. So once you use your EX, you have Burning Grave and Meteor Barrage because we have duel. But we also have Burning Combo and Meteor Combo. Now, a lot of combos going on here, right? So, Burning Combo is a 4-hit melee bravery attack, without the HP attack, 150% overflow, defense down 1, max breath up 2 to yourself, and then you follow up with a Burning Grave. So basically, what Burning combo is a punch rush without the HP dump plus a Burning Grave, while Meteor combo, it's a Booyah followed by a Meteor Barrage. Pretty cool. It sounds confusing because the names makes all are very similar, but it's basically a kind of stronger version. Let's put it that way of what you do usually. You chain the first set of abilities with one of the second set of abilities. You also gain more max brave, which is also worth remembering. So let's use Burning combo. All right. I'm keeping Selphie for later, guys. For now, let's keep talking about our Zell here. All right, and that's it. That's pretty much what all we have with Zell. All that we have with Zell. We still have a thing to explain, but not right now. All right, so let's go. I think it's worth. I think it's best to try with Zell to keep your ability usage like fairly even, because you need both of them. So right now we have 6 Meteor Barrage, 7 Burning Grave. We probably want to use Burning Grave now. Of course, it depends on the situation, but I think keeping them even is the best way to go. Selphie, do your thing. Alright. We don't have HP++, which is very sad. We're just gonna dump that way right now. Alright. I believe we didn't proc attack reels on Zell this time. Feels bad. Alright. We have different beat up. Let's use it. So different beat, like we said, ignores defense. So it's actually a very potent shaving tool because it's like 9 hit that hits pretty much always for very high damage. Okay, we are at the boss fight. Okay, Zell, sorry, Waka, you do that. Zell, you do this. Now this guy is immune to defense down, but we got to see that before. She's gonna be a problem for Zell probably, but we'll see. Alright, Selphie. Selphie. Probably my favorite support right now. In the game. She's very versatile. She's a strong defensive support with a bunch of utility and good buffs, but yeah, mainly defensive focused. She has a unique thing going on that only Selphie does, really, which is increasing the speed at which your whole party gains EXs. Like, it literally makes your EXs faster to recharge, which is awesome. It's an awesome unique thing that she has. Alright, Selphie. Selphie's main, let's say, buff is Wall. Wall is a 8-turn buff, like we said. Also gives initial bravery up 5, which is a massive boost to initial bravery that is super useful for all the characters that use initial bravery pretty heavily, maybe with characters with a bravery regen, all of that. This buff will make all that regen go, skyrocket quite a lot. Also max brave up 2, which is important. Grants party bravery based on own max brave, so it's a party-wide battery too. The bravery damage reduced by wall buff added to own bravery. Sounds weird, but it's pretty easy. Basically, the bravery damage that we take with wall buff active gets part of that goes to the bravery of Selphie, which is really cool and keeps her kind of up with that bravery all the time. All right, do we need to use it? Yes, let's use it. Now, wall reduces the bravery damage taken by percentage. It's not a huge percentage, but it's nice. It's a nice bravery reduction tool, and gives party-wide protection to debuffs. It's not a 100% protection, but it's fairly high, like 70%, I believe. So you will not always protect everything, but it's really good to have. Really good to have. All right. So for now, Waka, do that. All right. Let's go Zell. As you can see, the high turn rate makes us uber fast here. Burning Grave. Okay. Now, Selphie's main HP dumps are Drain and HP Attack ++. The HP Attack ++ is super useful for Selphie, and it's what she will use constantly. Drain is a little bit more situational, but it's very useful too. Drain, increase bravery based on own max brave plus HP attack, very straightforward. It's a heal, it's a pretty decent heal to the whole party. It's not the biggest heal in the game, but it's, you know, it's pretty much on demand, so it's really useful. Selphie can heal very well. Recovery is 30% of individual max HP. You gain bravery regen for 5 turns to yourself, which is also very useful because she has a lot of initial bravery, like we said, so her regen is very strong. And high turn rate. Selphie is pretty slow, otherwise. Drain is very useful for that too. As you can see, we can jump up in turns with Drain. So sometimes I think it's worth to use Drain just to jump up in turns with Selphie, which can be life-saving. While the HP++, it's an increased bravery based on own max brave. The gained bravery may exceed max brave up to 120% and grants party-wide bravery based on HP damage dealt. So this is her main way to keep the bravery going for the whole party. So let's use it. All right, Waka, Great Daring. All right. Okay. Okay, we can start playing the fight out. We have attack reels up. Let's do it. And different beat too. Do we want to use it right away? Because different beat activates duel, so you kind of want to use it when you don't have duel active, kind of. But yeah, let's use it. All right. Okay, we have Aura. Aura is the EX for Selphie. It's very unique. The party gains 3 turns of the Aura buff, so only 3 turns, but it's a very potent buff, as you'll see. Grants party bravery based on own max brave. Gain bravery may exceed individual max brave up to 120%. And slightly restores party's HP. Instant turn rate and doesn't add to turn count. So not only this thing heals too, so a little bit more breathing room for not spamming Drain, you know. It gives a little bit more safety. We gain the aura buff, which we will check right away. But most importantly, it's instant turn rate and doesn't add to turn count. So there is literally no reason to not use this thing anytime you have it up. Like literally, use it always, even if you are at max brave. Alright, so the aura buff restores a certain amount of bravery. So bravery regen, recast gauge fills more quickly, which was what we were talking about. It's, I think, very noticeable in very different characters, especially those with slow EXs. You can definitely feel it. Raises the amount of stolen bravery and gained bravery. So this buff is super good. The fact that you have the double overflow there, not only for the stolen bravery, but for the gained bravery too, it's awesome for a bunch of characters. Characters that can make use of both these two overflows, like Steiner, XDeath. Those type of dudes go very well with Selphie. She's very versatile for this reason. Like she goes well in pretty much any composition. She also doesn't really care for any type of damage reduction, because as you can see, Selphie is one of those supports with like no bravery damage at all. So she doesn't really care for the enemy type or fight. She's all around great for that reason too. She's super versatile. All right. She also benefits more from having brothers as summon than Shiva, like we have here. I just wanted more speed and attack here, but she has a bunch of max brave scalings, as you've seen, so brothers is the way to go with Selphie usually. Alright. Okay, we have Burning combo and Meteor combo. We are going AoE here for now. We need to get rid of these small moths. Alright. I'm gonna do a simple... Well, that wasn't very smart. Okay. Selphie has a bravery plus. It's literally her only way of doing bravery damage. She doesn't shave by any means. It's another way of battering too, though. So if you can't allow yourself to lose bravery and you need to batter, you can still batter with bravery plus. Actually, let's check it out. All right. All right. So now we are back to Punch Rush and Booyah with Zell. But I want to show you something. There is another way of proccing Duel with Zell, which is his added ability, which is very useful. Set Duel Blow. It's a 2-hit melee bravery attack and gives Duel. Also grants yourself more overflow. So a very strong added ability for Zell, fits very well with his kit. In this case, do I want to use it? Yes. Why do I want to use it? Because I want to Burning Grave. So I couldn't afford to lose a turn to do that. Alright. Okay, we almost have attack Cruels up. I'm gonna use Great Daring again. Alright. We are spamming a lot with Zell here, but let's do it. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna do something here that is not probably optimal, but I like to do that in this fight, especially considering that we don't have all that much AoE damage really. So I'm gonna summon here. Okay. Let's use HP plus. Zell you're going out a little bit here. Well, maybe you can use a different bit. Yes, let's use a different bit at least. Alright. Okay. Drain. Let's get that bravery region going for Selphie too. We're gonna swap out Zell with Leo here and just start delaying this guy a little bit. Alright. So one reason for bringing Leo here was because it's not only to delay this guy, but also because the debuff of Leo goes very well with Zell. If you plan to use Zell in your runs, Precision Strike here that increase the single target bravery damage. It's great for Zell. He uses mostly single target in Booyah, Punch Rush, all of that, so helps him out a ton if you want to use him. Alright. Okay, we don't have wall right now with Selphie, which we need to refresh, but not immediately. That's just HP plus for now. Right. Let's keep doing our thing with Leo here. Let's delay him even a little bit more. The reason why I drained there was to jump up in turns. As you can see with Selphie, we had a big jump in turns. Alright. Okay, let's use a little bit of party-wide aura too. Alright. Now as you can see, with the Leo buff up, Zell will hit much harder. Alright. I still need to wall up with Selphie, but we don't need to do it immediately. Alright. You know what? Yeah. Let's duel that way and Meteor Barrage right away for max damage. Look at that. Attack reels. That's wall. Booyah. So one of the problems of Zell in the most recent Chaos runs, as you can see, he's very fast. Like, he cycles through skills so fast. Because with the right team, he can still hold up and do decent damage, in my opinion, but his main problem is the longevity, as you can see. Like, it's really hard to not burn through skills with Zell, especially when you don't have your HP plus always active. So usually what I do if I bring Zell with me is probably going to be the person to get swapped for a friend here, for a friend support, to help him out with longevity mostly. In my opinion, that's his main problem right now. Alright, we have one Meteor Barrage and one Burning Grave. Well, it's kind of a waste to use Burning Grave right now. Let's just... well, let's Meteor Barrage. Alright, different beat is up. Let's go. Keep in mind that we have a lot of overflow going on right now. I don't know if we have attack reels procced right now. Yes. So, without having more overflow helps different beat the EX from Zell a lot, because otherwise it doesn't really do that much damage, really. It's a move that deals a lot of bravery damage, but you only have that much max brave with Zell without a bunch of overflow helping you out. With a bunch of overflow, like here, definitely does, you know, more respectable damage. All right. All right. So that was our overview, our in-depth look at Zell and Selphie. I know that I know Zell gets hated a lot because everybody's saying, you know, he sucks and this and all of that. I see. I mean, I don't think he's the greatest character ever gameplay-wise right now, but he's still usable with the right team because I used him in pretty much all the most recent Chaos fights, and he can still do it. It's just harder to do them because you need to build a team to make him shine. He doesn't do crazy DPS by himself by any means, but with the right team, he can still hold up and still do damage, and the others can support him very well. And most importantly, he is fun to play, honestly. Like, Zell is one of those characters that is fun to play. I like cycling through skills, changing the dual buff, proccing a dual buff, and all of that. He's fun to play. He's fast, he punches stuff, and it's just satisfying to play. Selphie, I mean, I just love her. I love the aura buff. I think it's amazing. The wall buff is amazing. She can be slotted into a huge variety of team compositions. She can heal pretty well. She can support and battery pretty well. She's just incredibly good in my opinion, and maybe even underrated right now. She is definitely my go-to support, even more than like Penelo. It's another one that comes to mind to me that it's kind of similar in a sense. And yeah, maybe we will check Penelo in another video, but Selphie, you cannot go wrong with her, man. So alright, I hope you guys got a good overview of both Zell and Selphie. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comments, and yeah, see you guys soon.